Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. Today I want to show you how to pot up some of your herbs and different plants for a plant yard sale. Basically how to make some money, and we're going to pot up several hundreds of dollars worth of plants. Now, I'll be doing several videos on how you can do plant yard sales, make some money, so please subscribe and follow me. But today I want to talk about this flat of mint. There are 6 cells right in here, so there's 72 mint plants in here. Sell all the stuff at my seed shop. Just check out the video description. This has been growing in here since last November. I seeded it. It's in an unheated greenhouse. I just had to keep it watered, lightly fed. These are cool weather crops. They took freezes. The starting mix froze through. Look how beautiful these are as of April 7th. And in fact, these went in outside here on 10/19. So there are 72 cells worth of mint. I'm going to pot these up into 2.5-inch containers. I sell these at my seed shop too, but it's more so for growing your own seed starts. If you're going to be doing this to make money, you definitely want to go to a place like maybe Greenhouse Mega Store and order these in bulk. You're going to have to pay up and order, I don't know, maybe like 1,000 2.5-inch cups. But it's worth it because you make your money back pretty quickly. And I'll explain more about the cost as we go on. However, for example, 72 mint plants here going into those 2.5-inch cups. 72, I'm going to sell them for $3 each. That's $216. And I just had these sitting here since since October. Potting them up in April. I'll sell these at some point in May. So you can take a flat like this, $3 a plant, you're going to make $216. Probably the cost for the container, the soil, fertilizer, etc., let's just call it 50 cents. So you're going to be making $2.50 per plant, which is pretty good. That's still 140. It's still almost $200. I'll have to do the math in my head. But that is really, really good. Now, of course, there are costs involved, and you do have to have money up front. I like making my own potting up mix. You're going to spend a ton of money if you're buying, the Miracle-Gro potting mix bags pre-made. It's just way too expensive. So what I like to do is I get some cheap topsoil bags. You could use earth from your garden if you want to, get rid of that cost. But I do equal parts. That means just an equal measure. I do it by eyeball, so I'll just do like an equal pile of topsoil or earth, and then an equal pile of compost, and then an equal pile of peat moss. All 3 of those next to each other. I mix them together in some capacity, and then that's how I pot the plants up. So it's equal parts of peat moss, organic compost of your choice, and then of topsoil, which could be earth from your garden. So again, I just want to be clear, it's three parts altogether, but it's 1 part peat, 1 part compost, 1 part topsoil or earth. That's my potting up mix. The 3 parts are in the wheelbarrow. I haven't mixed them through yet. I don't add organic granular fertilizer anymore. Organic granular is great for out in your garden. It needs soil life to break down. It slowly feeds your plants over time. There's really no need to have it in your potting up mix or for plants you're going to be selling or plants are going to be put into the ground. So what I like to use is a water soluble fertilizer. I recommend AgroThrive. You can find that in the video description. So after everything is potted up, they get watered in really well with water, of course, but with the AgroThrive in there. That'll give them N, P, and K that's immediately available to the plant so that they green up, the roots grow, the plants grow, and they look really good. The water soluble, again, has nutrients that are immediately available to the plant. So here's the thing. I said that there were 72 mint plants in here, which is correct in a sense. There's 72 cells, but each cell has multiple mint seeds in there. So you can split these down the middle, just tear them down the middle, and now I have 144 plants times $3. We're at what, $420 some dollars. Just from a flat that I put together back in October, let it grow in my unheated greenhouse. Here's what I'm talking about. So we just pop out one of the plants. It looks like this. I could just put this in there, or you can split it in half, and then you just drop in drop in your mint plants. And you can't do this with every plant, but there's several plants that I overseed. Oregano, sometimes chives, thyme, mint definitely. I fill the cells about halfway, and then I would just push that in, backfill, or top fill, whatever you want to call it. Something like that. Press it in, and I'm going to water this in really well at the end. Let me set up the flats, and then we'll get to the watering. So I'm going to finish up planting up everything and show you about $1,000 worth of plants. So I started with the mint over there, dividing most of that in half. Some of them I'll put the whole plugs in there. But this is my second flat of the 2.5-inch containers. I think there's 32 plants, will be 32 plants in there. So I'll have 32 down on the end. That'll be another 32, that's 64, plus the rest. Not sure how many that's going to be. Going to also put in the thyme, catmint, oregano, and lemon balm into the same containers, and I'll show you that at the end. And I think it's going to be about $1,000 worth of plants, all grown really in 5 flats like that, in a little bit of space in my unheated greenhouse. Now what's really important is, just because it's in a greenhouse doesn't mean that these are 100% hardened off to the UV rays of the sun. I know that my polycarbonate has some UV protection, so you want to place these in an area that's going to get shade, you know, a little bit of shade. Just, you don't want direct sun beating down on these. So I'm going to put them down here, leave them here for about 5 days, and then I'll move them into full sun. Most important is to really water these in well today with a water-soluble fertilizer, and then keep watering them every 3 days or so. You want the root systems to establish, begin to grow. You want the plants to be nice and hardy. And I'm doing this a good 3-4 weeks before I might even sell any of these. So they're going to grow and fill out the entire cups. Now here's the beauty. As this mint grows, and maybe I don't sell it all, or I sell later, or I sell through May and June, I can then divide these in half when they're bigger, and I've doubled again the amount of mint that I have. So you can really do a lot with selling plants and propagating them and dividing them and just managing what you want to sell. Like I have different divisions out here of different plants, but you can really make money is the bottom line. Just wanted to cut in, let you know that I've done other videos on how to have a plant yard sale and make some money. There's a 3-part series from 2020. Never got to the sale because that's when COVID was, but it'll give you some information on how you can get set up to sell plants, and it's just doing a yard sale really, you know, outside in your driveway or something like that. And you can sell in other places. And there's another video from 2023. These plants all were divisions. I just went around, found my chives, my mint, that's seafoam, a perennial flower, more peppermint, that's a wild sage coming around here, just so you can get an idea. These are from divisions. Garlic chives, more mint, more peppermint, all mixed in there. I've even potted some stuff up in bigger kind of divisions into gallon pots. You could sell those for more money, but it's not that hard with some effort to kind of collect what you already have growing and then set it up to sale, or set it up to sell at a plant yard sale. And you could do the plant yard sale on a Saturday and Sunday. You could do it twice in a month, however you want to do it, but you still have time to grow plants. Right now, it's April. You can, you know, do a lot of what I'm doing now, or you can just seed up basil, cucumbers, zucchini, other warm weather crops, and just have them ready for you know, a May yard sale or something like that. All right, so we have 10 flats, 32 2.5-inch cells per. That comes out to be at $3 a plant, almost $1,000. And if you're going to sell them for $4 a plant, over $1,000. Roughly speaking, deducting say 50 cents per container for supplies, soil, containers, etc. But you can work that out. But you can't, you know, you get the idea. I mean, 4 flats, or the number of flats that I showed you in the beginning of the video, put into the 2.5-inch containers. They're going to grow in here for about 3 weeks. These are beautiful plants. They're going to sell easily for $3, and now I'm going to have almost $1,000 to turn back into my garden in some capacity. So what I like to do first, and you're going to have to keep these watered, is I like to have a nice shower, soak them down first before you put on the water-soluble fertilizer. Just clean off the leaves, get some water into the containers. These are going to have a little bit of a shock, you know, being divided and transplanted up. So keep them in a shadier area for about 5 days. Let them get used to the sun and all that kind of stuff. So once I give them a quick rinse, I'm using AgroThrive. I'm affiliated with them. So let me cut in because I forgot to show you how much water soluble I put in on them. Just a really quick soak. Willow, back off. Now she thinks this is water. She loves drinking water out of the cans too, and out of the hose. But you're just getting the water soluble on there. Let it soak in. I'll probably feed these again in about 10 days. You really do want to get the NP and K in there in the water soluble form so that they turn green, the roots grow, all that kind of stuff. But you don't need to spend money on the organic granular fertilizer and put it in there. It just doesn't have enough time to break down and feed the plants. Use the water soluble. You're a good dog. Hang on, here's your treat. There you go. She loves the water. I am affiliated with them. You can find the info in the video description. Highly recommend it. Unlike fish emulsion, that if I use fish emulsion in the garden, my dog eats the soil. She leaves the AgroThrive alone. She's right over there. She'd be drinking it right now if it was fish emulsion. Really effective giving the plants the NP and K, but I really like it because it doesn't have the smell of fish emulsion. So you get the idea. Now maybe you don't want to sell plants. You could do this on a smaller scale and have plenty of plants to give away to friends, use in your garden. The whole key to this is that I seeded and overseeded these plants back in October, November, just let them grow, and now come the beginning of April, I'm just potting them up. So just real quick, we have lemon balm, thyme, catmint, more lemon balm, oregano, and what other one am I missing? Oh, and the mint. So these are perennial plants. They can take a frost, they can take a freeze. I'll be doing this with warm weather crops for my sale, also for transplants, but just look how beautiful this is. I mean, this wasn't a lot of effort. If you love gardening, it's not really that much work. It's hard work, but I don't know, what do I want to say? People always say, oh, you love gardening, it's not a lot of work. Well, weeding is a lot of work. I should say it's work that I really enjoy. Time goes by quickly when I'm doing it. You still have to put in the effort, but just look at this. This is a great way to make some money, and again, you know, kind of feed your garden addiction. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and follow me. I'll be talking more about how to really grow plants for a plant yard sale, but more importantly, I'll teach you how to grow food, have some fun, and really hopefully help take the stress out of vegetable gardening. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com. And if you start a small business, you could get a greenhouse and you could write it off. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for watching.